One of the things I love about real estate is being able to tell our clients stories. I feel like all you see on social media is agents talking about selling homes for X amount over list price, but how did they make that happen?
That's very true. We as realtors, maybe we recognize that, but I think one of the stories that I remember this past year is the property in Villa Park, where we had very new sellers, first time actually selling a home. Life story, parents had passed on.
And they weren't even the owners of the home.
Right, and they had a lot of personal belongings in the property. They didn't even know where to start, so they found us through our reviews online and met with a couple agents, and we were lucky enough to be able to represent them on the sale of their home, and that was actually right during the holidays. So what are some of the things that you recall that we did to help them?
I mean, just really laying out the entire process from start to finish. They had no idea what they were getting themselves into. They had never bought or sold a home before. It was actually kind of a sad story. Their parents' home, and their parents had passed away, and then they were given this huge responsibility of selling the property with little to no knowledge of how to do it.
Yeah, and so when we met with them, took on the responsibility of helping them sell the property, we got them in touch with a estate sale person so that they could get rid of the items, and then also with somebody that could help them dispose or donate the other items. And the home, you know, like most parents' homes, it had some deferred maintenance and had some things that needed to be done. So we had our handyman and carpet guy and contractor go in there, and we just did paint, and we did
some paint, and then we took off all the drapes
Yep.
and patched all the holes.
Right.
We had the home professionally cleaned, and we also offered the home to be staged at no cost to our sellers.
And one of the things that I think when you're walking into a property and it's big and it's open and it's been lived in, every imperfection shows up in the property. So paint, we did minimal paint, and then the drapes I think were big because nobody has drapes
There was a lot of
anymore.
drapes in the home.
And so the staging was from the same time frame as far as what the home represented, late 80s, and it really added that warmth to the property. And being a home that went onto the market during January, we were a little concerned because the market is usually slow, but knowing that there was only 11 properties in Villa Park that were for sale, we priced it accordingly and then did our marketing plan. So the sellers put a very minimal amount of money into it, let's say $2,000 to get the paint and the carpet freshened up. We actually covered the cost of the staging and getting the home cleaned. Then we did our professional photography and really told the story of the property and how it could be transformed into what somebody would want in today's standards. Remind me about the open house. How many people did we have through?
Oh my gosh, throughout the entire weekend we had over 100 parties through. I mean, it was pretty busy.
And I actually remember that weekend because it was raining both days. So they say that most serious buyers come out when it rains. They were pretty serious.
They're right.
Yeah. So we listed the home for $175 and then received multiple offers and were able to get over the list price. We actually had the opportunity to represent the buyer and the seller on this particular property. And what are some of the things that they've done to the property?
Well, it's exactly the type of buyer you were talking about. Someone that came in, saw the opportunity, had the vision for it, and knew exactly what they would do with the space. And they are in the throes of it now. I stopped by and saw them pretty recently, and they've done the floors, they added some arches, they're in the process of redoing the yard as well. They're doing it in phases because it is a big project, but the next is going to be the kitchen and bathrooms.
So some of the things I love about this story is that yes, we were able to sell the home for over the asking price, but we were able to take sellers that had never ever sold a home and really walk them through the process, make them feel comfortable, allow them to understand what needs to happen in order to sell a home for top dollar in any market, and then basically take it from start to finish and have the opportunity to not only represent the sellers, but the buyers who are now lifelong customers of Radcliffe & Associates and have a great property. And I think that the success is that we have two happy sets of clients that both feel that they got a great deal.
Those buyers were 100% the buyers for that home. They were meant to live in that property.
Yeah, and they love it, and we love that they love it.
If you like this content, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We'll see you on the next video.